Hello everyone, this is Randeep Begi. So today we are recording this session where we'll be talking about managing the challenging behaviors in young children. So why this topic? This topic came from in one of my classroom. We were doing this topic of professional development, and I asked my learners that since you're all working with children in the childcare settings, what interests you the most? Like, what skill would you like to develop? A lot of them were like, they want to learn about managing the challenging behaviors. And actually, this is one of the most challenging part of the everyday job of an educator. So today we'll discuss about managing the challenging behaviors in young children. The very first thing that we consider is understanding the cause of certain behavior. If the child is diagnosed with ADHD or ASD, then it is different. And here we know the reason that, and then we have the professional help. And educators develop strategies to better understand the child and better support the children. But in this session, we'll be focusing more on the behaviors exhibited otherwise, like aggression, biting, hitting, pushing. So tantrums like emotional outbursts, emotional regulation, like getting impulsive, bullying by the peers. So educators need to understand the root cause of these behaviors. So in order to address those, the worst thing is to do is to label the child that he's rough or he doesn't listen. So trust me, this will make the things worst. Not only it will affect the child who is exhibiting these behaviors in a negative way, also the other children might pick up this behavior to get away. So no one likes to be bossed. So educators must try to see things from the child's perspective, discuss the concern as a team, and try to find the reasons for a particular behavior. For example, you have a child who is like otherwise happy, playing, participating, but once it comes to rest time, say, he starts throwing tantrums and does not want to rest or lay down and disrupts the room. Then educators can talk to the child and ask him what makes him so upset at rest time. And if a child say that he doesn't like to rest or lay down, then ask the child, like, what would you like to do? If the child says he would like to play with a particular friend or a toy, then negotiate with the child and explain him that we all need to rest our bodies. Say if you relax for say 20 minutes, I will then set up quiet activity table and you get to play with your favorite toy. So involve the children in setting up the activity table. This gives them the sense of responsibility, and I also feel that it helps analyze their energies. Also, second very important thing we see is the environment which you set up for the children. So environmental factors also have strong influence on behaviors. The way the environment is set up can impact the child. I mean, how they react, how they engage or not engage. Educators need to consider a few things before setting up the environment, like are the resources that you are using age appropriate or not. Something like too challenging or too complicated for age can lead to disengagement or withdrawal, or sometimes the children are exposed to more sensory input than they can handle. This causes them to feel overwhelmed, or they can sometimes get overstimulated. This is like striking a balance by providing the range of suitable activities. Keep in mind the interests, the abilities when setting up the environment, like have block play, sensory table, coloring drawing table, so that children can make choices, swap, take turns. Like it's all about balancing. So if possible, educators can make take small groups for a run just to release their energies. Other simply says to like to avoid that overstimulation is having that calm, organized setups. The educators must communicate with children effectively by listening to them, responding in appropriately, role modeling that expected behaviors. If you are using calm voices, so they are likely to copy that behavior. So just sometimes triggers their behaviors as well. So lack of consistent routines also I consider is also one major factor that can trigger challenging behaviors. So having a consistent routine, well communicated routine, it really helps the room function smoothly and really impacts the behaviors there. Now, if educators work as a team to have the consistency in routines, they can build trust between children and educators. Children learn that their needs will be met when they know that if they're hungry and they know that you say go out for a quick like munch and move activity before lunch, they would be happy to join because they can predict the routine. Like they know that, oh, if we are going out for a run, it means after that we're gonna washing our hands and coming out sitting for lunch. They're more unlikely to, give you a hard time for that, not listening or throwing tantrums. It's all about, having that consistency and doing that things as planned. So also routines and transitions should be smooth. I always talk about this, like have it well communicated and relaxed, well planned transitions. So lots of time it is seen when there is lack of communication between the educators, it affects a smooth functioning of the room. Like for example, one of the educators sets up an activity and it's like say 10:30 in the morning and only few children could do it, and another educator comes up and asks children to start lining up and wash your hands and get ready for lunch because 11 a.m. is your lunchtime. So children who could not take part in this activity are obviously going to feel bad and may show resistance to wash hands or eat later. Now, if this was well communicated between the team, then there won't be such an issue. So it's like how you plan your activities, your routines, and consistency is the key. If one of the educators is on top of it, then children know that we have to behave in a certain way, and the other educator comes, she doesn't care about what was communicated, and there's no consistency in the routines. It is going to make it harder, trust me. So it's poor communication with educators can really, really affect how children behave. So also I would like to mention, like in the end, I would like to add that to manage behaviors, we need to have a strong leadership where room leader or whoever is in charge makes a system routine and it is well communicated with staff and everyone is on the same page. Positive role modeling, being emotionally available for children, that is something very important, and we all are like supposed to be child centered, listening to them, responding to their needs. That will happen only if you are emotionally available for the child and trying to understand them. And above all, actively being actively involved with children can make a huge difference in how children behave. So I hope you all enjoyed today's session and could learn something from it. Thank you.